Welcome back to another episode of TandZ's Adventures.
Hello.
It is our very last night in Athens.
It sure is, unfortunately.
Super sad.
We're leaving tomorrow.
So we went ahead and made a quick list of like tips and tricks and things that we wanted to tell you guys about in case you decide to come. And so the first thing on our list is the tram.
Yes, don't do it.
So
Don't do
the tram is marketed really well. Apparently you just like use your little pass thing, get on it, and you just go right to the beaches. We had an experience, and Z's gonna tell you about it.
Well, first of all, it was really crowded, and there's so many stops from where we started to get to the beach. We thought it was going to take maybe 45 minutes. It would have taken us probably
At least an hour.
Hour and a half. So it's really not worth it. If you're trying to get to the beach or anywhere else, just pay the cab or use the metro.
We had a guy that got on the tram kind of late with 2 rolling bags of luggage and slammed into her. She still has a part of her paint on her toes still.
Yeah, it's gone. It's black. I don't want to lift my toes up and to show you, but yeah, it's still there.
It was a real
And
experience.
it was painful.
It was a real experience.
Yeah, it was really hot and it's very jerky.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's jerky
it's
like
just
a
like-
wooden roller coaster. I mean, if you're not holding on, you will
Yeah.
fall. If you're sitting, I guess it's okay.
Yeah,
but
if
we
you're
were
sitting,
standing.
it's not that bad, but it was so packed.
It was
so
packed.
packed.
And hot.
Oh yeah.
And people are like,
yeah, surprisingly,
everywhere.
there was no AC.
And then if there's AC, I didn't feel AC
Yeah,
either.
I did not feel anything.
So the other thing we wanted to kind of talk about is when you're eating here in public, you have to eat outside. A couple of restaurants will let you eat inside if you have your COVID vaccine.
So make sure to bring that.
Yeah, so you got to make sure to bring it.
Yeah.
When you're sitting outside, especially at night, you will get moderately harassed.
No, it's like every 5 minutes. Yeah, they asked us to purchase a rose from their Roma gypsies.
Yeah.
Yeah, here in Greece. And I mean, that's another whole story about it that you can Google and look up. It's a bunch of refugees and political issues going on here that we're not going to talk about. So they approached us every like 5 minutes asking us to buy a rose, and it doesn't ruin your dinner, but it's kind of annoying. So Tara was suggesting to
To bring, if you have like a plastic red rose, just throw it in your suitcase and take it with you when you go out to eat and put it on your table, and then they'll stop asking you if you want to buy one, because it's like a small child comes and then their cousin and then their mom and then
sister,
their dad,
mother,
like,
and
over
grandpa
and over.
auntie. It's
Yeah.
like everybody's constantly just coming and approaching you and trying to sell you roses. I mean, I understand they're hustling, but you just come and you want to enjoy your dinner and you just cannot.
Yeah, and it's hard to tell
Yeah.
people no,
Yeah, it is. It really
especially
is.
when they're like 6.
Yeah.
So next thing on our list are, speaking about food, waiters here are on their own time.
Just like in Italy, pretty much just be ready to have dinner experience, not just to have a drive-through
Yeah, you're not going to eat and
kind
go.
of meal.
If you're trying to eat and go, you better
No.
order your food and pay right then, because
Yeah.
they will not.
It's
And they
not
don't
gonna
like
happen.
come back to take your money until you summon them. So it's not rude to be like, hey, can I pay you? Or you'll be sitting there for like 4 hours.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean,
Yeah.
wine is good, beer is good.
Yeah.
Their cocktails are amazing.
So we talked about taking a cab earlier, and so we learned a lesson with that. So some of the cabs will let you negotiate the price before you get in the car. So we learned the hard way, and we got in the car with a cab driver who I probably like every 5 minutes upped the rate. So like originally it was 2 something, and then by the end it was 4 something, and we should have just opened the door and said like, hey, can you take us to this address? And he would have said yes, and we would have said how much.
Yeah.
And then we know, right? Like, there's no upping the rate later. You kind of, and if he said, oh, it's €35, you could probably like, I'll give you 30, and he would have done it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So learn from our
try to
mistake.
Negotiate the price before you get into the car. Yeah.
Let's talk about one of your favorite things, shoes.
Oh my God. Bring flats.
Don't try to be cute.
Do not try to walk around in stilettos. If you still decide you want to wear some heels, go with some chunky stuff because, yeah, God bless. I was twisting my ankles in my flats. It's really, 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 it's a lot of walking. So do not try to, you can still look cute in flats. I mean, I did it, so.
It's kind of like cobblestone. I mean, if you get stilettos, you're gonna
hard.
Yeah,
you're gonna twist your ankle.
You're gonna get hurt.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. Just bring some comfortable shoes.
I know that electronics are always something that we all can't live without. I mean, hence we're on our computer. We have a phone in front of us. So just FYI, and I'm sure if you've already been on international trips, you know this. But if this is your first trip that you're going on, make sure you buy one of these. It is a 2-pronger. It looks just like that. So your American style plug fits right into there, and then this plugs into their wall. So we have a lot of these. They have some that have just this, and then a USB port. Like, you could plug 6 USBs in. So these are not very expensive. We always keep 3 or 4 of them around. Just easier than having to constantly change plugs out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what else we got on here? So and we talk about this in one of our videos when we were riding public transportation, but when you get to the airport, when you get off your flight, you can look for the signs that say train, bus, metro. And so you can buy a 5-day metro pass once you leave the airport. So I tried to buy it at the airport and they wouldn't let me. They charged me €7 for each of us to just go from the airport straight into town. The trick is there's 2 subways when you get down there. So one says metro and one says something else, suburbs. If you're going into Athens, like into the city, take the metro. Don't take the one that says suburbs. I don't know where you'll end up, but you will not end up in the city.
Yeah.
And then once you...
It's a blue line.
Yeah, the blue line. That's a good... We took the blue line in. There might be another line. I don't know.
I'm sure, but they always
Blue line will get you to the city.
Yeah, it's going to take you to the Athens.
And then when you
the city
get there, you can buy your 5-day pass, and that works for the tram,
for everything,
the bus, and the
everything.
metro. Yeah, so it's really
except the cab.
Yeah, it's really a good deal. We also learned that prices for food and for hookah and for booze vary wildly. Like, could be like one street over. So don't be afraid to ask how much stuff is. Check the menus that are outside of restaurants, because we found really different prices.
Just going up the road, up the street.
Because we found hookah for
€6 for 12
to 25,
15 to 25.
I mean, it's crazy. Like,
we just love smoking hookah. It's absolutely amazing, and pretty much every restaurant here they have hookah.
Yeah. Oh, our door guy's here, so hang on just a second. We ordered some food. We'll talk about that in a second. That was a quick pause. So in the little boop right before this, I'm sure you heard the buzz. That was the door buzz. And so they have a similar
DoorDash
or Uber Eats called Wolt. It's really cool. You can pay with a credit card, or if you have cash, the guy comes on his moped and you just pay him cash right when he arrives at your door. I think that's really cool. I also think it could be a really terrible prank to play on someone if you just ordered a whole bunch of food and then they showed up.
Don't do it.
I know, I can't help myself.
Okay, what's next?
Another thing to pack, Ziploc bags.
Yes, so when we were going to the beach, of course you have like a wet stuff and all that, and you don't want your phone to get wet from the towels, and so I think or keep your wallet and money and everything else just away from it, unless you have something else that is waterproof that you can just
It seems
pack.
Like a easy thing that you are like, duh, of course, but I think most people don't think to throw in Ziploc bags, like different size Ziploc bags. We have them for our phones, wallets. Also,
and just throw it away.
Yeah, you chunk it, and then if you get any food or anything, at least you have a way to store it, because that's also could potentially
I mean, it worked for us. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool. Last thing on my list is sunblock. I did not pack sunblock. I normally don't pack sunblock, but I have to wear sunblock because it's always over the 3-ounce rule for TSA, and they'll make me throw it away. So I always get it when we're out on a trip. And so we were walking around and we saw a sign that said a pharmacy. So we went in. I shouldn't have paid at the pharmacy. So we got ripped off.
Yeah. So the best way, go to the grocery store. There's a bunch of grocery stores where we can buy it. The difference is like, this one was what, 20 euros?
20 euros.
And at the pharmacy, but at the grocery store it was 6.
Yeah.
With 20% discount.
Because it was the end of summer.
So we really got ripped off. We just didn't know. We just wanted to like walk in and buy it immediately.
Yeah. I think that's it.
No, I don't think so. We have to talk about COVID tests.
Oh, COVID tests. See, that's why she keeps me honest. Okay, so a lot of people ask us, how do you guys travel so much with COVID? How do you get back into the States? How do you get a test? All this stuff. So we just actually did our COVID test, but you can buy this. The box is ripped because we just did ours, but let's see. The light's kind of blurring here. It's Abbott Pharmacies. You can look it up. It's called Bionex Now. And so when you open it, she'll show you. We already used this one, but at least you can kind of get an idea of what comes in the kit.
So you have this little square thing that comes in this bag, and the way you use it, and then there's a swab, of course. So, well, since we already used this one, I'm just gonna open it and show it to you. So if I can open it,
it's like once it's adhesive,
once it's sealed,
adhesive,
then it's like, God bless.
Can't really see that well, but she'll show you.
Yeah. So pretty much, this is how it looks like inside. Yeah, I don't think it's.
There you go.
Yeah. And then there's a swab. So what you get, you log in, you set up an account. They come online, whoever it is, I don't know, one of their representatives, and just guide you through the whole process. But pretty much you swab your left and right nostril. You then put 6 drops in the first drop, push it in, twist it 5 times, close it, and you just wait for the results. And it takes 15 minutes. It
has like a little line. Ours is used, but it has a line, kind of like a pregnancy test, and it'll turn, 1 line if you don't have it, 2 lines if you do.
If you do.
And within, I don't know, 2 minutes of when you finish the test, you have your results, and they shoot it to your email. So that's really helpful.
So what we usually do, we just screenshot it. Yeah. When we get to the airport, we just show it to them, and
always screenshot it in case you don't have internet or Wi-Fi or something weird happens.
You don't want to print anything. Yeah.
You just.
Or if you don't have Wi-Fi, you can't log in. What happened to us in Seychelles?
Yeah. Oh man, it sucked. If you don't have internet when you get to that place and you didn't screenshot it, you're screwed.
And you didn't print everything. Yeah.
You are screwed.
We learned from our own mistakes, but. That's about it.
That's it. COVID testing's super easy. I really recommend it for everybody. You can buy a box of 6 of them for $150. So we just always throw 1 each in our bag, and then before we go on a trip, we do 1 each. I do want to tell people though that it's marketed as like it's a 15-minute test.
Yeah.
Yes, but no. How long do you think it takes per person?
I would suggest that everybody does it separately, so they're not talking over each other. So this one here in Athens, literally here in Athens took very short. It took like 20 minutes. Yeah. 25 minutes maybe. But in Dubrovnik, it took us an hour, 15 minutes each. So we were totally freaking out because we had to leave for the airport, and we had to leave our, Airbnb. So just give yourself some time.
Do it the night before. That's lesson learned. Because you're on almost like a Zoom call. So
it is.
They see you, there's a camera, and you're showing them your ID, making sure it's you, all that stuff. So you need to finish your conversation, log out, don't forget to log out, and then let
We
the
made
other
that
person,
mistake,
yeah.
If
Twice.
you're going to use the same computer, you have to log out because you're going to be waiting for the rep to come on to show up online, and then they're going to be like, okay, you're in the wrong account, then you have to log out, then you have to wait again for 15, 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm. And it's
It all depends.
super anxiety provoking.
It's very, very stressful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's it for the COVID stuff. Oh, yeah, we do have one more thing. So when you, at least for what we saw, is when people arrive at the airport, they will either ask you to go in a line if you do have a vaccine or if you don't have a vaccine. And based on that, they will push you to a different line. If you don't have a vaccine, they'll test you there. If you do have a vaccine, you just show them your vaccine card and go in. So
That's it.
that's it. All right. Well, Athens, it's a wrap. See you on the next adventure.
Yes.